Hi Taurus, how are you? Welcome to my channel. I'm really happy you're here and I'm really excited to hear what this month has in store for you. So this is going to be reading just for your relationship area. And the reason that I'm doing that this month is because we have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Pisces started March 5th and going all the way to March 28th. And it's going to be, the sign of Pisces is a very sensitive sign, and it's not a bad thing. It's just, it's a very emotional sign, right? It's like and it's a water sign, right? So you can't, like, they go with the flow, and then they can't help how they feel, and then they just like burst with emotion, right? Or sometimes they hold it in. And now because Mercury is in this sign, it's going to bring up a lot of things for you and for everybody, really. And it depends on like where your specific chart. It might affect you a little less or a little bit more. But in general, during this Mercury retrograde, the things to expect is delays, confusion, misunderstandings, miscommunication, things getting lost, things getting misplaced, computers all of a sudden stop working and then they just shut down, any mechanics that might have some issues. Your car might have like all of a sudden like a leak, or maybe not that bad, but maybe it's just like it needs an oil change or something. You know, like it could be something small as that. Or your phone might, or you, like if you send an email, you might not get to the right sender. It might just get sent to the spam or, you know, like the junk inbox. So allow yourself some extra time this month. Don't really commit to anything seriously until the end of the month. Allow yourself this extra time to really think about your decision, because there's no rush in it. There really is no rush. And I know Taurus, you are a bit of an impatient sign, but this would be good to teach you some patience. So maybe like to hold a little bit back and to kind of give yourself that time to reassess and really decide for yourself if this is something you want to commit to long term or not, right? But let's start with your reading. So I'm going to do the first part of the month, second part of the month, and then the last part of the month. So first part of the month, we have the Temperance in reverse. Well, this is like patience, and also like watch not to overindulge in things, right? Two of Wands and the Three of Cups. Three of Cups, again, it's been popping up for some people too this month. So to start off the month, I think in February you might have like got into this thing of maybe you were giving a little too much or maybe not enough, and there was like some sort of imbalance in the relationship. Maybe like either you or your partner, you felt like it wasn't like an equal give and take. You might have been more nurturing than your partner was nurturing you, and you feel like, I feel like there's a lot of things to say about stability and about emotional fulfillment in a way, right? Temperance is the card of balance. It's a card, but when it's in reverse, it's like you're getting out of balance. Sometimes it really has to do with indulgence. So maybe you and your partner were overindulged, maybe you overspent. Maybe you yourself overspend on things that maybe luxury things, and then now you're you know, kind of like have to watch your finances. But I feel like that's kind of the feeling that you're getting into the month. So it's like that feeling of imbalance, and you kind of want to get that back, and then you do make the effort to bring that back, but then you're going to have a little bit of pushback, because in the Two of Wands, right, these people this couple, instead of them really working together and they being supportive, what they're doing is like they're hand wrestling. I don't know if you can see, you know, they're hand wrestling. So it's but they do it in a really like a very sensual way. I feel like there's this more like a little foreplay. So I feel like for some of you, this is going to be a very sensual beginning of the month. There might be a little bit of overindulgence happening. There are going to be a little bit over like expenditure. So maybe you might find that your partner is giving you a lot of gifts, a lot of nice gifts, and then in return, there's this like ignition of passion. And this like sensual play between the two of you. For some of you that are dating, I feel this is going to be kind of like you going to be in the dating game, where it's kind of like a tease, you know, like he likes me, he doesn't like me, he likes me, he doesn't like me, but he gives me the signs, but he doesn't give me the signs. So it's like going to be a little bit of that happening. And then you have the Three of Cups in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse is more about I kind of think focusing on the two of you versus focusing on the outside world, or in like giving the outside world power over your relationship, right? I feel like, and then I love how like these two fell, because like we have Temperance on one side and we have the Three of Cups in reverse on the other side, but right in the middle we have the two, right? So I feel like the priority in the beginning of the month is going to be your relationship and then how you develop that. And for those of you that are dating or are single, I think you will be, you'll be playing the game. You will be out there going on dates, flirting. There's going to be a lot of flirtation happening. And then at the end of the month, it's going to be more like, well, not the end, sorry, the first, also first part of the month, you're going to be kind of reassessing, do you want to pick this partner or you want to pick another partner, or which date do you want to pick? Okay, then we have going into the second part of the month, we have the Moon. This is a very sensual card, very sensual card. And then with the Moon, I feel like there's going to be, and this is when we're going to get into the thick of the Mercury retrograde, where it's very, very powerful, that confusion, that sense of like not knowing, not understanding, being kind of lost a little bit on what to do and how to approach the situation next. It's going to be really, really strong. And this is like, you know, indicated here by the Moon as well, where it's going to be really hard to make a choice and make a decision, or you can be kind of torn, but know that it's not the right time. Know that things are not aligned yet for you to make that decision. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. And it's interesting to me that I pick up on a lot of women in these cards. So I think for some of you, you're going to be really going out a lot this month, and specifically in like a community of women, and strong women, really beautiful women too, where there's going to be a lot of like luxury, a lot of abundance, a lot of even makeup. For some reason I hear I see makeup and I hear makeup. It could be maybe that you're invited to some parties where there's like a party makeup, a makeup party, or a jewelry party, or I don't know, something else that has to do like with a community of women that are sharing something together. I think that's what I'm getting from the Wheel of Fortune. And then we have the Justice in reverse, right? The scales, like going back to the Temperance, right? For some of you, I feel there's going to be, you might feel like there's a little bit of unfair treatment. But we'll clarify and we'll see what this unfair treatment is about, because it's not the full picture. I'm not getting the full picture just yet with these two. It might also be that maybe you're felt so confused, like going into that second month and then being so busy with a social life, that maybe you might hear something that might make it even more confusing for you, and then it might make you feel that things are not working out in your favor. Right? And then the other thing, it might be that maybe it's something to do with paperwork that might get delayed. So we'll clarify. We'll really clarify about this and see what this is about. And then to finish off the month, we have the Hierophant in reversed. We have the Queen of Swords. And then we have the Tower in reversed. Well, I think for some of you, having the Justice in reverse, the Hierophant in reversed, and then the Tower in reversed, I feel like there's a change coming, and you felt it since the beginning of the month because there was this imbalance, and you felt this imbalance. You felt that there was some sort of unfair treatment. You felt like they were not nurtured enough, and then there's something within you that it was not paid enough attention, and it was kind of being left unloved, untreated, unsupported. That by the end of the month, that really is going to come up for you. You know, like you're going to like hold it in, and then get distracted by all these events and socialize and you know, being out and about. That by the end of the month, you know, like once that veil of the Mercury retrograde in Pisces is off, right? You take that off, you take that mask off, or that veil from your eyes. You're going to see things for what they are, and you're going to see like really, and that's when that time is going to be right, where you're going to feel even more that sense of imbalance, even more that sense of injustice. And you could also be, and that is going to bring that you want to bring change, and change is coming whether you like it or not. At the end of the month, after we finish the retrograde, that change is coming, but you slowly building towards it. You slowly getting yourself prepared for it, even though like in the middle of the month you might get distracted for a little bit, and it's okay, because Mercury retrograde does that. It confuses you a lot, and it's almost like makes you want to believe that everything is okay, because Pisces are a sign that want to believe that everything is great. They like, you know, it's almost in a way they're really good at making an illusion become reality. And that's kind of what's going to happen in the second part of the month. And then at the end of the month, once that veil is off, you really, you're going to be like, no, change is coming, and then I have to get myself ready. And then you will, because you're going to become the Queen of Swords. That truth, it needs to be spoken, and you will feel the power to speak it. And I feel like for some of you, I'm going to pull the clarifiers, and then I'll say what this might be, but I think it's going to be, you know, like having this wheel of fortune right in the middle, dead center. I feel like for some of you, it came up for Virgo as well. It came up around friendships. I feel like for some of you, there's going to be maybe some friendships, specifically female friendships in your life, that you either felt envious of or jealous of, or vice versa. And then there was this kind of almost, you know, like being nice to your face, but behind your back was kind of different treatment. But, you know, you're going to see it for what it is, and you're going to take a step to make things right, and then to really address the situation. But let's pull some clarifiers. I'm really curious. There's a lot to clarify here. There really is. With some of the signs was pretty obvious, but with you, I feel like it's kind of, there's a lot going on. There's really a lot going on. Okay, so let's clarify the Temperance. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reversed. Yeah, you feel like, you know, by not having your needs met, right? By not having, maybe not having enough time to nurture yourself and to pamper yourself and to really take care of yourself and your responsibilities, and because you're giving so much to other people, you know, you felt like things got out of hand a little bit, and then things are just like moving really fast and not in the right direction that you want, and then things are just like spinning out of control. And then let's clarify the Two of Wands. It's the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I think here is like, you know, I think with the Ten of Swords, it's almost like, you know, for you that we're dating, right? I said like it's going to be like a lot of tease and playing the game and being there. But in a way, it's funny because with this Ten of Pentacles in this specific deck, which is the After Tarot deck, by the way, I feel like you're actually going to enjoy it. I think it's not going to be as stressful for you because for some reason it's either maybe because this partner or whoever you're dating is supporting this behavior and is providing you with enough of other things that makes you very secure about the relationship and very secure in how they feel about you. So this tease that's going on, it's going to be okay. It's more of like building up the tension to what's coming next, than like kind of playing mind games with you, right? And let's see, let's clarify the Three of Cups in reversed. Five of Cups. I think for some of you, I think this is going to be some sort of a regretful situation regarding letting somebody go. And I think for you I think specifically for people that are dating and trying like want to commit to somebody specifically, I think that's where the regret is. Like, I think you're gonna be like, did I make the right choice? Did I make the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? So with all of those things said, I think that's going to be coming up for you. For those that are in relationships, I think this is whatever, it's that third party that's happening. And it could be, it's like maybe you find out that somebody is really not there for you because there is somebody else for them that they're paying more attention to. Or it could be just maybe somebody from your friends group that is just taking up too much of the time and emotional space that your partner has. So instead of giving you that time and space and feelings, right, they're giving them to their friends or listening to their friends, or they're listening to their parents or something like that. So maybe there's going to be something said where you're going to be like, no, you have to stop this. And then you're like, oof, was this right? Did I do this right? Should I have done this? And let's clarify the moon. The Three of Pentacles. Right, the Three of Pentacles, it's about cooperation. So I feel like this is where that confusion is going to come from, right? Where you're going to feel like you really going to feel like you don't know enough and you're not supported enough, and then you might want to be looking at other people for support, but you might not be getting that because maybe it's something that you're really not quite clear is what you want. So in relating that to other people, they don't quite understand what you're asking them. So I think that's what the moon really is about. It's like really getting clear of what you want to ask, what's your intention when you ask somebody for advice or for help, or when you when you do that. To clarify the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. There's where people are not on the same page. Like people not on the same page. And with the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Wands in reverse, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like this is almost like coming from the moon, where there's a lot of frustration happening, like maybe around the 17th of the month to like maybe 10th or the 20th of the month, really. There's so much frustration because like things are just like they're so off, that like having this Wheel of Fortune and having like such a social life, and then having things like some things are working out, some things are not working out, and then you're like, well, if this is working out, where's this going? So you're maybe not quite clear where this relationship is going, so like with this, for you that are dating and picking a certain partner, right, and then feeling regretful of like, and feeling doubtful of like, did you make the right choice? You have the moon that's gonna be really like make you like even more confused, and then you're moving like, okay, now I'm like decided on this, now things have started to happen, but are we really on the same page? Are we really committed to be in a relationship? Like some things might come up for you that will, and I think it's not really for the ones that are dating so much as for the ones that are coupled up. I think things are starting to happen in your personal life, and then maybe in your like career and finances and your real work, like the work life, that it's gonna make you really successful or really bring a lot of things into your life. That maybe it's gonna put a lot more strain on the relationship, and then maybe that's where you decide that you want a lot more out of the relationship, and the other partner is not going to be able to match you with that. Or it could be for the singles, you know, like having the social life, such a busy social life, that you kind of gonna lose track of what are your priorities. You're gonna lose track of what is that you want to achieve, what are your goals, what are you moving towards. And let's clarify the Justice in reverse. Why do we have the Justice in reversed? The Hanged Man. I think it's because maybe there was a decision done that was too quick. Yes, I think there was maybe not enough time allowed for something to, you know, when you committed to something or when you said yes to something, maybe you just didn't allow enough time to really see it for what it is. Or maybe if there was just something that was spoken, right? Maybe like you exchanged some like words with a certain person that you like maybe coming to regret. Maybe that's what this regret is about. You know, and you're gonna realize that I need a shift of perspective, and I have a feeling that this shift of perspective is what the Tower is about, where, you know, like to really assess the situation in the rightfully, you have to see it from all of the sides, right? You have to see it from all of the angles before you know, committed to a decision and going forward with a decision, in order for you to feel good about it and not to go back on it and not to feel regret over it. Let's clarify the Five of the Hierophant, in reversed. We have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, the sneaky behavior regarding something, and I think this is regarding a relationship specifically. That's somebody that's really committed. And I think that's somebody in a partnership, like marriage or a long-term partnership, maybe 7 years, maybe 5 years partnership. That maybe like recently you've noticed that there's some sort of a sneaky behavior that your partner has been having, but you kind of like have enough of it. You had enough and you're having enough of it. Let's clarify the Queen of Swords. And I think this is where, you know, like by having this, like allowing yourself the time to see things from a different perspective, you know, you will realize that somebody's being sneaky. And it could also be maybe in your work partnerships too, because Hierophant has to do with like traditional structure, right? So anything that's like, so that's why I'm like saying marriage, because marriage is a traditional structure. But it could also be, you know, something maybe then with like work contracts and something like that, you know, that maybe you're realizing that that's just like taking up so much of your mental capacity and energy that you're just focusing on like, where is anybody like stealing from me, you know? Or the other thing that could happen for some of you Taurus, it could also be that maybe some of you are like, because you're maybe not allowing yourself the time to look at the thing from a different perspective, you feel like you've got out of your comfort zone, you know, and maybe done something, or maybe approached the situation in a way that was not the right way, so to speak, and then you may be like trying to get away with it too. That could be happening as well. Let's go for the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords clarified by the Four of Wands. So this is beautiful. I think you're going to stand in your truth, and I think this lying has to do with that somebody else is doing to you. And the reason that I say this is because you're seeing it for what it is now. At the end of the month, the veil is off, and you're seeing things for what they are, and you're seeing what you want. And see how she's looking at the guy and kind of like getting herself ready. And then also like almost in a way where she's like looking at this as well. So she's, you know, you're going to be in a position where you're going to be really reassessing and reevaluating what relationships are to you, where you want to be, like almost like having like a 3-year plan or 4-year or 5-year plan or something like that, right? And then you're going to be like, well, is this relationship in alignment with me? Are these friendships in alignment with me of where I want to be? Are these work relationships in alignment with where I want to be? But, and let's clarify at the end the Tower, what this Tower is about. Okay. So the Tower, we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. This is beautiful. So, see, like with the veil, I kept talking about the veil so much, and see how she's having this person helping her out, even though she can like get out of it at any point in time. It's almost like you feel like stuck, that you have to make this choice, that you have to make this change, you know, but you finally see it for what it is, like with the Queen of Swords, and there's no way back. There's no way to put this blindfold up again. If anything, now you feel empowered to make the move, and that's why the Tower is in reverse, because you're ready for this change. You're ready to make this change, and you're ready to start living your life in your truth and in your power versus letting other people take that away from you. Let me pull an oracle card and as an overall theme for you for this month. You know, I feel like there was a lot of mixed messages and a lot of different messages during for this reading. So I feel like it's going to be take what applies to you and leave what doesn't, because there's different people that are watching this video and different people have different circumstances, right? So what might apply to you might not apply to other people, and I think that's why we got so many messages, because there will be people with different circumstances watching this video. But let me see if there's an overall theme for all of you for the month of March, Taurus. Okay, let's see. Go the distance. Go the distance. I think here really it's like with the Queen of Swords. It's almost like you make the decision to move ahead. You make the decision to move forward. You make the decision to live in your truth, and that to commit and build a stronger foundation in your relationships. And now it's the time to really do that. This is the month where you reassess, reevaluate, but don't push it. I think it's really hard for you to be patient, Taurus, but this is the month for you to be patient, because you have the moon, and the moon is, you know, it's a really powerful thing, especially when you're not clear on certain things, or especially when you're just so confused. And then when you make a decision, when you're still in that confusion mode, you really might regret something. You really might regret something. So be patient, because, you know, having this like little extra time is going to be beneficial for you to really see things for what they are, step into your power, you know, and make the changes that you need to make. And with the go with the distance, it's really committing to those changes and not go back. And I hope this reading resonated for you, Taurus, and I hope that this month you're really going to live in your truth, and you're going to really feel empowered by it. And if you want to hear what April has in store for you, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you then. Okay, that's it for now. Bye.